All right. The first topic we'll look at here is describe professionalism for the computer industry in South Africa. Now, in our description, we should be able to identify acceptable and unacceptable professional practices that are found in the computer industry. And we should also find that the description identifies non-professional bodies in South Africa, such as your IITIPSA, your MICT, and other bodies. Literally, these are the people who control the IT industry in South Africa. And then, obviously, we should have a short description of each named professional body so that we really show that we understand these. So, first of all, we are looking at what are professional ethics. Professional ethics concerns one's conduct or behavior and practice when carrying out professional work. Such work may include consulting, researching, teaching, and so forth. The institutionalization of codes of conduct and codes of practice is common when many professional bodies professional bodies for their members to observe. Let's just take a pause and understand what we mean here. Literally, we're talking about, when we say professional ethics, we're talking about a group of standardized expected actions that certain people are expected to be able to do. So if you are not capable of doing those, you are therefore deemed not professional. For example, in my work that I work with you, there are certain things that are deemed professional, such as me respecting you and being able to train you. There are things that are deemed not professional, such as me disrespecting you as a student, and also maybe taking things which are out of context into class, or taking things which are personal into the class. So any code may be considered to be a formalization of experience into a set of rules. A code is adopted by a community because its members accept that adherence to these rules, including the restrictions that apply, can actually make it better for the community as a whole. Literally, code of conducts are literally behaviors. We are saying this is the structure of how we expect people to behave. And once they behave outside of this, it's something that is not expected of them. And with that, there might come certain consequences. So that's what professionalism literally comes up with. You literally are talking about being able to know your job, being able to deliver on time, being able to respect your clients, and so forth. And then there falls under that things that you shouldn't be able to do. This is disrespecting your clients, being racist, being rude, taking things which are not part of the contract into the professional atmosphere and so forth. So all those things are considered then non-professional. The next thing that we'll look at is the Software Engineering Code of Ethics and Professional Practice. Software engineering is literally a study of making of software. Software, as I once explained in another course, is a group of code that makes that when put together is capable of instructing a computer to do a particular task or a group of tasks. So it's literally code. It's literally a group of instructions to the computer of what to do. So if you're interested in such things, software engineering will be the study that you should choose. Then the code of it's called. So now we're gonna study its code of ethics and its professional practice. So, first thing, computers have a central and growing role in commerce, which is obvious in industry and government and so forth. Software engineers are those who contribute by direct participation or by teaching to the analysis, specification, design, development, and certification and testing of the software system. So, because of their roles in developing software systems, software engineers have a significant opportunity to do or cause harm. So that to do good or to cause harm. So that then makes it a very, very important thing for them to obey certain codes of practice. We did talk about some of them in prior lessons about people having to protect each other's personal information, because according to the rules and regulations of South Africa, all these should be respected and so forth. So there are many other codes of conduct that can then be added to that according to each company and how it deals with its client and stakeholders. But certain ones of them are actually straightforward because they just obey what the laws of that country actually say. The code contains 8 principles related to behavior and decision made by professional software engineers, including practitioners, educators, and so forth. let's just now look at what the code actually demands. All right. So these principles actually identify the common behaviors that are supposed to be obeyed by these particular people who deal with software engineering, such as your educators like me, your managers, supervisors, your policymakers, and so forth. And you'll see that in these clauses of each principle, illustrations of some of the obligations are included in these particular relationships over how they should actually work with each other. The truth of the matter is that you can never really exhaust all the particular laws and regulations that you want people to obey in as far as a vast subject such as your software engineering is concerned. So the only thing that you can do is to only address certain things so that at least your projects are done in a professional manner. And there are many other things that can actually be done. For example, there could be some tensions due to some of the principles that you might actually come up with. And once those tensions are there, you should then be able to address them after thoughtful consideration of the fundamental principles rather than some blind reliance on some detailed regulations and so forth. Literally, software engineers are humans, and all the people they work with around them are humans, and therefore it should always be taken into consideration that these people are thoughtful. And of course, we're following a certain standard. It doesn't mean that we're now saying we're detectors and we're going to tell you exactly what to do and when to do it. We're just saying actually you should be able to at least respect certain codes and certain ethics for you to be able to deliver what you are supposed to deliver. All right, let's stop here and let's meet in the next lesson where we'll talk about the professional bodies in South Africa.